Well, good morning. We are tracking the latest on Milton as it continues to be a Category 5 storm. Winds at 160 miles per hour. That pressure at 907, so a sign that the pressure is once again still hanging around where it is because it's only been updated since 4 o'clock. We'll get a new update here probably in the next 15 minutes. It'll tell us if it's strengthening or weakening. But right now, a Category 5 storm, I do expect it to weaken a little bit as you are seeing that eye start to close back up just a bit. Now, this is going to continue to move towards the Florida coastline, making landfall later on tonight as a Category 4 storm with 130 mile per hour winds. That's going to slam a bunch of storm surge up against the west coast of Florida. That's why we're watching it so closely for our neighbors there. As you look at our Syntax Roof Systems camera in Harker Heights, things remain quiet in Bell County. 57 down Waco, 57 at Temple, 60 degrees in Killeen. Hearns at 54, Centerville at 48, and 50 degrees now in Massillville. So some of us need a jacket as we're waking up. The good news is you'll be shedding it this afternoon, so wear short sleeves underneath it. 81 by noon, lower 90s this afternoon. Feel like numbers may hang around the upper 80s with dry air that is in place. Most areas will get into the upper 80s and lower 90s as we look at today's highs, climbing to around 89 in Waco, 91 in Temple and in Killeen. If you're in Laguna Park, you'll reach 90 this afternoon. For our neighbors that are hanging out in some of our eastern counties, Teague at 90 and also into Rogers, 92 later on this afternoon with sunny skies still holding on. That's what it looks like for those high temperatures, at least locally. And the weekend's looking toasty as well. In fact, we're going to get even warmer. 96 by Saturday, 97 by Sunday. So if you have plans this weekend, know that it is going to be hot, especially if you're heading out to the heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo. It is going to be one that you need to be staying hydrated for. And speaking of hydrating, our ground could really use some hydration, but it looks like the potential rainfall over the next 7 days bringing up nothing but goose eggs as we do expect systems to pass through, but really no moisture to work with as Milton has robbed a lot of the moisture from the atmosphere. Now, as we head into next week, there are signs we could get a little chunk of cooler air coming out of Canada as that starts to dive south. Could bring us our first strong fall cold front next week. It may knock highs down into the 70s. Take a look at it in the 10-day forecast. We'll call for 91 today, 94 for Thursday, 95 for Friday. Mid to upper 50s holding on for morning lows. We're back in the upper 90s by Saturday. Those morning lows come up as humidity builds. 97 by Sunday, and then look what happens by Monday. That should be the day the cold front comes in. Look at the temperatures behind it. We'll see morning lows dip into the upper 40s, afternoon highs back into the 70s as we get into the afternoons. They'll slowly warm back up into the lower 80s. In the Brazos Valley, more of the same. 93 here for today, 95 for Thursday, and 96 for Friday. Rest of that 10-day forecast does show temperatures hanging around the mid to upper 90s Saturday and Sunday, low 90s by Monday. Looks like we'll be in the mid 80s on Tuesday, and then look at those temperatures taking that little bit of a dip. Lower 80s coming up Wednesday and Thursday. Morning lows could dip into the lower 50s.
The city of Waco put in permanent